I was also thinking, you released 2 albums now with the band, and I've got the feeling, or what I read, that the British press somehow doesn't really like your music.
That's fine. You know, I'm better off.
Thinking, is it because they see you as an, oh, that guy who...
I think they just don't like my methods, you know. They don't like
methods.
Well, they don't like us. They didn't like us doing a song with a model, you know. The thing about the FaceCulture on their first album is that, you know, that first album was raw and it didn't really get many bad reviews. But then, you know, our second album, we put a song with a model in it, and that created national press. And they don't like that. They don't like that huge jump. You know, oh, this unknown band getting into bed with, a model who is, you know, really huge, you know, in England. And they're like, you know, that's not on. Jumping on the bandwagon. Well, that's fine too. But, you know, we're not on a major label. We're not got millions of pounds to spend on a record. We do things out of collaboration and do things that come from a good place, you know. It wasn't a fixed thing, it just happened.
Yeah.
But I don't mind fighting with the English, by the way. I have no problem with it.
No, okay, but that's your explanation, because the song with the model, that's wrong. Because I was thinking, because you were the British guy who, who went away or something.
No, well, you know, Aggie has this. You know, she left England. She lives in New York. Yeah. She doesn't. I mean, she'll always have an affiliation to England, but she loves New York. You know, it's in her blood too. You know, and that's how we really became close. When she moved to New York, she stayed with me. She didn't have an agency then. You know, she wasn't this big star then.
So you're friends since she moved to New York?
Yeah, we were friends when I met her on tour, like 5 or 6 years ago. And then when she moved to New York, she didn't know anybody. So she stayed with me. And, you know, she just blew up. But, you know, the thing with the English, you got to live with it. They'll only respect you if you just keep going. You got to just keep making albums. If they don't like this
Oasis.
one. Yeah, no, if you're Oasis, you're lucky, you know, it just happens that way. Yeah. You know? NME never liked Oasis. But because they were selling a lot of records, they wrote about them. I don't rate NME as a music magazine anymore, but you know, and I haven't for the last 5 or 6 years. But I don't. The English take a very short, narrow-minded approach to the majority of music these days, and I don't like it because it feels like there's far too much corporate shit going on with it. You know what I mean? There's just too much concern with making money for that magazine. We've got to write about, you know, we've got to write about emo because it's huge. You know, let's not write about indie rock. Well, you know, let's do something, put something on the cover who's going to sell. You know, that's okay. But at the same time, if there's a lack of integrity in that, what's the point? You know what I mean?
And
that's my feeling.
Yeah. And it isn't even the most, not really the most influential magazine.
No, I mean, you know, not at all. Yeah. Not at all.
Yeah. Okay, to the album, your new album. Yeah, Speak Your Language. First, why the title? Because it's.
But I took the title was for. It was because I was traveling always, you know, across the Atlantic, you know, from England to the US. And I always, for years, I had visa problems, you know, always. And every time I would go back to England, it would change just a little bit, you know, little things. You know, you go to a gas station and a petrol station, and you know, behind the counter there'd be an Eastern European girl giving you, you know, your change. And I loved that. You know, I loved the integration. I'm a big fan of it, you know, because, you know, people worry about that when it first happens, you know, but then 20 years down the line, everybody's sort of molded together, I feel. And that was the way I was trying to do it. I was trying to say, you know, a lot of languages in a lot of different countries. I'm not sure if I made it clear, but I meant to say it like it was an international thing going on. You know, speak your language, which means you know where you're from, you know what you're saying, you know, be proud of it. That was what I was trying to do. Yeah. You know?